Welcome back to World Traveler Cooking. Now, today again, I apologize for the noise. They are apparently continuing to do construction work next door. Today we'll be making Varškėčiai. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think that means normally something like farmer's cheese, but in this case we're talking about what are basically farmer's cheese pancakes. So these are little dough balls that are then fried in oil. And they're pretty simple to make apparently. So I have 250 grams of farmer's cheese. You can substitute paneer or maybe even ricotta if you want. Those are made in a very similar process, so they'll have similar cooking characteristics. We'll use 1 egg, 100 grams of flour, a pinch of salt, and sugar to taste. So you can make these sweeter or not as sweet as you'd like. So let's go ahead and get started. This will be relatively simple, so I don't expect this to be too long of a video. So for the first step, we're just going to take this and we're going to break it up a bit with our hands. And it should crumble relatively easily. Now this is basically the way it is usually with acid set cheeses like Lithuanian farmer's cheese or a paneer or ricotta, and then we're going to mash it with a fork. We could have also just rubbed it through a grater, sorry, not a grater, a sieve if we wanted. It depends on how fine you want the pieces. But I'm going to work this for a little bit, try to break it up really nicely, and then I'll be back. So now, once this is largely mashed, I'm going to go ahead and crack an egg into it. And we will stir this in. And after some minutes of mixing, it will look kind of like this. So let's now add a pinch of salt. And sugar to taste. I think I'm going to add maybe a good sized teaspoon. And I'm going to mix this in before I mix my flour, just so that it's all nicely mixed around. Now I expect the flour to basically stick all these pieces together. So I'm going to work it in a bit at a time, and this should make a dough. Wow, that's an interesting immediate reaction there. So I keep adding more of this. Once this is all mixed, I will be back. So after a couple of minutes, I've managed to get pretty much all of the flour incorporated, and I have this sort of big ball of dough here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to form the patties, and I'll do this on a floured board. So to form the patties, I'm just going to take a little bit off here. I'm going to roll it into a little ball on slightly moistened hands. I'm going to pat it into a patty on the floured board, like so. And then I'm just going to set it aside. I'll show you the patting process in a moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this, squeeze it, coat it in flour on both sides, and set it aside. Be back when I'm done with all these, and then we'll fry them. Let this heat up. Once it's hot, we'll just start adding these. We don't want to overcrowd the pan, but we can add a few. That's actually sounding really good. We're going to fry these on a relatively low heat until they're nice and golden brown on both sides. Okay, so I am beginning to flip these. Those are looking quite interesting. Seems like in some parts of the pan there's more oil than in others, which results in this color difference. So We're going to let these cook for a few more minutes and then we'll take them out. And now for the taste test. I'm just going to grab one of these and taste them. These are quite something. The primary taste is the cheese, as the name suggests. The texture is just this wonderful, crispy on the outside, rich on the inside. These are really great. I'm not really sure whether they should be a snack or a full meal. They could probably be either. But they are quite delicious. Now, if you like content like this, you'd like to see more of it, please like, share, and subscribe. Also helps me to understand what kind of content you folks want to see more of. If you make a dish like this, you do it a little differently. I'd love to hear your differences, or if you have just anything to say about this dish, please let me know in the comments. At any rate, recipes in the description. Bon appetit, and see you next week.